long has this thing been on in my pocket? Hey everybody, how's it going? Sunday morning here. Actually, Cameron here on Sunday morning. Monkey Shine Lab. Gonna walk into the disappointment, the one that I really hate. Just looking for the global set that Nas found this morning. I'm gonna see if I can find one for my kid and his girlfriend who collect diecast. How cool is that? It's a family thing. Anyway, I'm looking for the VW GTI. See what else we can find. Come with me.
Hey, diecast style. What you got for me today? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. It's, Auto World, so I'm not going to bother buying it, but I do like the color. I like the color schemes. A little FOMO. Some Monopoly. Oh. Wait a minute. Dad says I'm a really good driver. Mod Squad. Gone at 60. Gone at 60. Gone at 60. Gone at 60. An interesting note about this green light car here. This one I actually know because this is the Jeep Cherokee that gets punched through the wall by the exploding tank. And the guy stops and he says, "You guys all right?" And the dude says, "Yeah." He goes, "You sure? Because you just went through a wall." It's like one of my favorite lines in a movie ever. But let's see. What else is going on? Interesting. That's not new. I think I've got most of this series. Yeah. God, this place is a fucking mess. Here's Laura what I'm talking about. There's a whole season of The Flash, complete 8th season of The Flash for $10. So I keep my eye on these plays. Pardon me. How y'all doing?
See what we can find.
That's the hunt, you know?
And this stuff at one of the stores was totally empty.
Yeah, people are catching on to the promo blowouts on the weekends like this now. Yeah, I've been lucky so far. I've found everything I was looking for.
Looking for little baby stuff.
Have a good afternoon, y'all. And here's a non-promo copy of the DVD set. $24, $25. Oh heck, Sisu on a Halo. I'll wait for that to drop in price. And can we just start calling it That Rapist's Show now? Look, they put the sticker over his face. Forget that this dude was in the show, because he's a rapist now. It's been a while since I've seen the Buffy figures. in person. There's a lot of them. They're marked down. And I don't know, if I were Sarah Michelle Gellar, I'd be suing over that shit. What the hell is it? What is that? So anyway, yeah, that's they were 17 and now a tantalizing 13. And again, there's a bunch of them. I've seen Slash. This must be his sister. $12. You all right in there? You sound okay. All right, let's just check it. All right. Here we are. Again. You and me. Kicking the ball. By the way, Batman on the left and Scooby-Doo on the right. I'm not even gonna look. Nothing really. The Knight Riders. What are these Matrix cards? Here's that chase again. Pegs are fluffy with stuff. Nothing I want, but there's a lot of it here.
Feel again.
Move stuff around.
It goes far.
It was funny.
Guessing this is not gonna be. Okay. Went through here, didn't find any of those. Small World, Square Bodies, Chevy. Meh. I do like that Dodge Dart. That's really neat. But again, Auto World, not really worth it. It's the right colors and everything. This is like the biggest box I've ever seen for a 4-inch action figure. Good Lord, dude. Here's one for Jersey. somebody's gonna tell me, oh dude, that's the total chase everybody's looking for. Well, here it is. Ain't got no pants on. What's going on there? I don't know who Chris Jericho is, but she's kind of cute. Ha. As you can hear, there are people wholesale fucking off in the aisle on the other side. Grow the fuck up. Okay. One more disappointment, and then I'm gonna go home. I have some things I want to do there, and then I have to go see my wife, who is out with her business partners selling stuff at a fair today, and so I'm running around making a video first. And I do that for y'all. By the way, I wanted to say my own thank yous very much to Nazar at Nostalgic and the auction work that he has been doing with Maggio, and now Chris Sheets involved too. The team did a great job of presenting everything last night. I was very proud of how far along the production has come, how streamlined you've made this to get money into the hands of people who desperately need it right now. And it's just an admirable thing. Everybody had fun with the auction, but remember, especially in this time where you start to see so much rude behavior and cutting people off in traffic, and it's all about me, baby. Try to remember the heart and soul of Nas and his team now. Try to keep that in mind. I do. It keeps me from pulling a piece. I'm kidding. I would never, ever, ever, in anger, pick up a weapon. It's just not how I roll. Anyway, let's go in this last Walmart and go take a look at what catastrophe humanity hath wrought. That means shit be everywhere. Let's go. Honestly, I need an energy drink or a good cup of coffee or something. I don't know. This fair lady always catches my eye when I walk past it. My dad used to drive a 280Z and then a 2+2. He was big into it. And back when there was Datsun. But that's really neat. Mustang Boss for you, Nazar. Man, crazy packs. Hey, Bizarre, I know you're looking for a Beetle. These are actually really decent. They've got some decent caps on the tires, and they're not too expensive. Certainly, they were cheaper at one point, but I've got a few of these. Gosh, do I have this one? I don't even know anymore. These sets are now $10, which is really nice. Maybe I should get Annie a second one so she can just make the other forms from it, not have to break up the one. Anyway. Sorry, just in the moment. So that's my last stop on peg hunting. But I did want to remind everybody that it's Sunday, so tomorrow a lot of this fun and games with retail begins again. They have figured out how to finally spread their Black Friday bullshit. Wow, Mississippi, you're a long way from home. Spread their Black Friday bullshit out to just sit there and suck you dry. I would assume that they will put out some more DVD sets. A lot of places. One place I went to today, a customer complained to me that they went to one place and it was absolutely cleaned out of DVD deals and stuff. So I would imagine that they will put their next wave out. There are lots of things that didn't sell well in this post-COVID cinema world we live in. And I can't decide, by the way, that just sort of reminds me, I can't decide whether I think Disney Plus is genius for not issuing anything on home video, or I just couldn't care less and I'm gonna cut it all loose in terms of my rapt attention to the Marvel Universe. I feel like there's more entertainment coming from the DC side of things with the Flash and Shazam movies. I'm gonna go home now and I will show you what I got. I did not manage to find any of those global sets yet, but again, you know, this week, all leading up to what used to be a gigantic shopping day in America, and they don't do that anymore. It's not safe, it's not practical, and it's just really a dumb way to make the news. My mind is going to absolute veg. See you at home. Dog, give me a minute. Here. Hey. I know. Hi, folks. Wow, the lighting is really making me look washed out right now. Making me look whiter than I am. Struggle's real. So anyway, not a very productive hunt today. I was going out specifically to look for the global Matchbox Global set that has the GTI in it, and didn't find any of that. Pardon me. Found a couple of other things to look at, though. You know, it's fun. Let me set my coffee aside here. I don't put liquids up anywhere near computer stuff, which probably means I'll end up kicking this over. But there's no damn room on my workbench that's close enough that I can sneak it. Anyway, I went to Radar this morning and dropped off some Phil Folio stuff that I have had since the 1980s, and I dropped off a Man from U.N.C.L.E. comic, which was actually worth something, and I knew that going in. But the thing about it that I wanted to talk about here is that, I had a Man from U.N.C.L.E. Gold Key. Gold Key Comics is like saying Marvel or Walt Disney or whatever else. Gold Key was a comic distributor, and they did a bunch of different stuff. They did lots of stuff that was tied into, you know, kids' TV shows and teenage TV shows. So Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a natural for them, and I had one that was in really pretty good shape that I had bought with a lot, meaning a bunch of other comics. It was just sort of in there, and like a kind of a hey wow thing. So price per issue to me was not very much. Meaning I got that Man from U.N.C.L.E. comic for a really good price. And I could have turned around and done as I had been admonished by Michaela at Radar. I could get a lot more money for it if I sold it myself. I'm not looking to make a killing on anything. I think karmically it's gonna screw your deal somewhere down the line. I did not unearth this comic book for very much. It didn't cost me in travel. It didn't cost me, physically to obtain it all that much. And it certainly didn't take up a tremendous amount of space. So the couple bucks I got for it versus the 35 or something I could have maybe got for it if I held on to it, put it up on a site, told everybody that I had it, and fielded offers. I told Michaela, it's not for me. I don't want to deal with nerds on a monetary level. It's collectors can be very exacting. I know what I would expect from something that I really held dear. you know, I would expect that something be in a certain condition or whatever. And so there are those folk out there for every line of toy, every line of comic, every magazine, there are people out there who do National Geographic this way. Not kidding. And if the map's missing, Andre sends us maps from National Geographics from like 1962. So you know that those lines of the Middle East are well maintained since then. That has had to be the funniest thing. I mean, you know, it's like, wow, half these countries don't exist anymore. Anyway, back to toys and obnoxious stuff like that. When I went into Radar, what I ended up getting for what I was holding on to was about $8. Okay. And some of that stuff had been in my hold since the 80s. When I bought it, I put it away, I sat on it. I kind of thought I would speculate on it a little bit. And I have found out that a couple of issues of Myth Adventures were somewhat valuable. The cover price was, I think, $2 on those. When I sold them was like, I think I got $2 back. If I'd have wanted to sell them myself, excuse me, I have sharp twinges on my back though from doing things wrong. So if you see me just suddenly look like I got shot, it's because my spine has just electrified everything from my waist up, and I sometimes lose my vision. Momentarily, I'm all better now. But now we see why I'm retired. Anyway, so I turned that $8 around into a few issues that I would actually myself treasure. And someone will come along that will want that Man from U.N.C.L.E. comic. And as I said to Michaela, I believe that comic book has not found its owner yet. And I could sit on it. It was worth $30-some. It'd be a neat little brag for anybody who actually found any value to Man from U.N.C.L.E. in this century. Not kidding. I know you're all out there. Please don't flash out in the comments. Or actually, tell me in the comics, do you remember Man from U.N.C.L.E.? And I'm not talking about the remake, the movie that came out a few years ago. I'm talking about Ilya Kuryakin and I mean, you know, there was a TV show. Anyway, I picked up an Avengers comic that I had more interest in. This one has the Collector in it, who was recently brought to the screen, and then also I'm kind of a little bit weird about these John Carter comics from the 70s, and they've got a bunch of them, and they're priced for more than I really feel like maybe making the outlay. So this is what I mean. I took, you know, 5 or 6 issues of something and to turn it around into $8 in store credit, and I picked up some things that I've been wanting, like this Son of Satan comic book. Again, I love the weird stuff that Marvel did in Marvel Spotlight, and this is the ominous origin issue. Excuse me, I keep getting glare. The ominous origin issue. But you know, the point is that I could have held on to that comic book and bragged about it to somebody who might care. I'm sure I could have found a fan group somewhere and worked an angle or whatever, but again, that's a lot of my time and effort to get that done for a comic book that just has not reached its owner yet. So, in passing it on with some meat on it, I have allowed people down the line to move it along economically until it does reach that owner who will appreciate it. Soapbox to the side. I did actually go back and pick up Uncharted. I like it that much. And then I wanted to talk about this really quick. Welcome to Raccoon City. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. I thought that that was going to be another placeholder film for the series. I thought that after Paul Anderson and his wife had had their way with it for 7 or 8 movies, that there was no way in hell anybody was going to pick up a camera now and make an actual Resident Evil film that those of us who started playing the series in the late 90s, you know, that first experience of being in that game, those storylines, those characters and stuff, we really thought, no, that's not going to happen. We're never going to get it. I'm going to tell you that Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is the closest thing you are going to find to the entire Resident Evil video game. And if you are interested to know what the game is sort of all about, I recommend that movie. It was not nearly, again, like Uncharted, not nearly what I thought it was going to be. And that's shame on Hollywood, honestly, because they're the ones that are making placeholder movies in order to hang on to license until somebody can come up with a good idea to use the characters again. Welcome to Raccoon City was, in my estimation, the best film translation of a Resident Evil video game. I love the Anderson stuff. It's cheesy, it's fun, and boy, did it go to town on its own direction and inspire the, in turn, inspire the video game back. So that was kind of an interesting experiment there for over a decade. This is Lucy's Tale, by the way. This is not, don't be afraid. Anyway, I highly recommend it if you find a cheap copy of it, and currently you can find a quite cheap copy of it at Walmart. Oh boy. All right, kitty. Lucy says that's enough Monkey Shine Lab for today. She's it's time for me to go be a family man, I guess. It's very Lovecraftian. Look out, there's a tentacle. It's coming up to get wrapped around your neck, and then you're gonna get invaded in odd orifices. I've got to check in with my doctor and find out what's going on with my meds. They're just definitely, I don't know. They're helping the show, though, isn't it? Makes it more fun for me. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out here to the Monkey Shine Lab. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. Please tell your friends about us. And the subscription thing is actually more helpful than those of you who are not creators yet. No, if you are a creator and you're out there, I've subscribed to you now. Such a round and round and round thing. I don't know. Freedom of choice. Do what you want. Freedom of choice. what you want. Oops. You didn't hear that.